Welcome to another midweek in GTA Online, something that's become completely routine thanks to Rockstar's overwhelming love for its community. This week is basically the same as last week, most of the discounts are identical, the bonuses are pretty similar too, but we do have another cop outfit available to unlock, as well as some other clothing items. In this video, I'll show you the best discounts of the week, which aren't that many since I won't be going over the same ones in depth from last week again, along with everything else that's happening. It's a bit different from usual, but I hope you enjoy. If you do, leave a like, consider subscribing, and let's dive in. So I'm gonna go through this really quickly without too much detail. For all of these cop cars and the cop bike, the ones I recommend are the Coquette D10, best looking one and also the fastest, and the Gauntlet Interceptor, which is also really solid and cool, even though it doesn't have the best handling or top speed. But the one I personally think is the most worth it if you're actually gonna use cop cars in public lobbies is the Terminus Patrol. It's got great acceleration, decent top speed, looks insanely good, with a ton of customization options, it's a solid off-roader, and most importantly it can be equipped with armor plating, meaning it can take 12 homing missiles or 4 RPGs, which is just insane and something that other cop cars simply can't do. Now all of them can be equipped with the missile lock-on jammer, which I highly recommend if you're gonna use it in public lobbies. No point dragging this out, let's get straight into the new discounts. This week we've got one of the most hyped vehicles for the community finally available on discount, the Eberhard Titan 250D, which dropped in the Agents of Sabotage DLC, more specifically during the Oscar Guzman Flies Again content. It's currently sitting at 25% off, dropping its price to around $3.6 million or just $2.7 million if you unlock the trade price, which I really recommend doing. And yeah, I know sometimes it feels like a chore to unlock these trade prices, but in this case it's honestly worth it. Not only do you save a solid chunk of cash, but the missions themselves are a good time, especially the first time you play them. I remember running through them for the first time and honestly being surprised at how enjoyable they were. Now I'll be real, if you're going solo, some of them might be a bit hard depending on your skill level and how prepared you are, but overall it's something you'll probably want to try out at least once. Now the Titan 250D is stored in your hangar, and yeah, fair warning, it takes up a lot of space, like this plane is absolutely massive. It's one of those aircraft that just dominates the whole hangar visually, and you'll notice it as soon as you walk in. As for customizations, you don't get a huge list of options in the vehicle workshop. You've got the basics like armor upgrades, performance tuning, and some visual mods. Nothing crazy there, however, what you can do, and this is actually a big deal, is equip countermeasures. And for something this size, that's actually really valuable. Now, like I always say, I'm not no expert when it comes to countermeasures and what's technically the most efficient setup, but personally I feel like flares are the best options for these beasts. It launches 4 flares at once, which is just great, especially when you consider how big and slow this plane is. Again, I might be wrong, so if someone out there is a bit more technical with this stuff, let us know down in the comments. Moving on, if you usually play solo, I've got to be honest with you, this plane might not be the best pickup. It's not that it's bad or anything, but the way it's built and how its weapon system is designed, it just works way better when you've got friends or other players using it with you. The Titan 250D comes equipped with 3 weapons, but only one of them can actually be used by the pilot. All the weapons are located on the left side of the aircraft, so if you're flying it, you'll always want to keep the left side facing the target. And obviously that's not always easy to do, especially if you're going against fast moving jets or small agile aircraft. The Titan is huge, it's heavy, and turning isn't exactly its strong point. Now just to give you a better idea, the 40mm cannon is the one that the pilot can use, and it's actually a pretty solid weapon. It fires explosive rounds, does great damage against armored vehicles, and absolutely shreds unarmored ones. You get 5 shots before you need to reload, so you've got to make them count. Then there's the 25mm, which is kinda like a minigun but with explosive rounds. It fires really fast, the explosions are smaller but still strong, and you get a total of 30 shots before reloading. The only real downside to both of these is the range. It's not great, and you'll notice it if you're trying to hit targets that are far off or constantly moving. As for the 105mm autocannon, unfortunately I can't really show you how it works because you can't fire it while the plane is parked. But from what I've tested and seen, it's got way more range than the other two and cause a massive explosion. The damage it deals is absolutely ridiculous, but it only fires 1 round at a time and you're looking at an 8-second reload. So yeah, it's powerful, but you've really got to time your shots. If you're like me and testing it solo, all you need to do is hold the button to enter the vehicle. In my case that's F since I'm on keyboard, and that lets you access the 25mm cannon while on the ground, but not the 105mm, unfortunately. Now let's talk about durability. This thing can take up to 12 homing missiles or 12 RPG shots, which is pretty damn impressive. It even survived as a hit from the anti-aircraft trailer, which not many aircraft can say. So in terms of armor, yeah, it's really solid. But the thing is, and I think a lot of you will get what I mean here, you are way more likely to get hit by 12 missiles in this plane than you are to get hit by 12 in, say, a Raiju. Like, you feel me, because of how slow and chunky this thing is. You're just a much easier target, and unless you're flying smart, people are gonna lock onto you fast and often. So while it can technically survive a lot, that doesn't mean it's practical. Next up, we've got the Pfister Comet Safari, available this week at 30% off on Legendary Motorsport, bringing the price down to just under $500,000. That's an amazing deal for a car that's really fun and quite different from your usual rides, and you'll see exactly what I mean. When it comes to customization, there's a lot to play with. Personally, I really like it, and it also comes with some solid liveries that give it a really cool look. Nothing too crazy, but definitely enough to make it stand out. Now, if you move it over to the vehicle workshop in the Avenger or the MOC, you unlock the option to equip mounted machine guns for $100,000. And honestly, these aren't bad at all, surprisingly solid for what they are. They're not on the same level as the Toreador, which can destroy unarmored vehicles in just a second or two, but compared to other vehicles with machine guns like the Night Shark, they're actually really strong. And on top of that, they just look badass on this car. Whether it's worth it for you or not depends on how much you care about the firepower, but at least visually, it's a win. Performance-wise, the Comet Safari is also solid. It has decent acceleration, a top speed of about 119 miles per hour, and the handling is actually really good. Overall, for under 500k, I honestly think you just can't go wrong. And finally, I decided to pick a weapon for this week, the Railgun, which is 40% off for GTA Plus players. Now, even if you don't have the discount, it's still absolutely worth picking up. It's one of those weapons that's pretty much essential on any weapon wheel. With just one shot, you can blow up pretty much any unarmored vehicle, which is crazy strong. Now yeah, it does only fire one shot before having to reload, but that's not really a problem considering its main purpose is to take out vehicles, not to fight players or NPCs on foot. The shot itself, it's almost instant, not quiet but close, so in case your target is far away, you'll need to predict their movement and shoot like a little bit in the front or whatever. It can work on stuff like oppressors too, but making those shots is really difficult. The speed and random movements make it super hard to land. Now, if you're trying to blow up multiple targets quickly, then yeah, the railgun isn't gonna be the most effective option because of the reload time. Something like a pump shotgun Mark II with explosive rounds is way faster. The railgun is basically a heavy sniper Mark II with explosive rounds, but without the spam and without the scope. There's really not much else to talk about in terms of discounts this week, so let's move on to the weekly recap for anyone interested. To start, if you complete this week's challenge, which is exactly the same as last week's, completing 3 dispatch work missions, you'll unlock the Winter LSPD officer with tie outfit and receive an additional $100,000. So yeah, last week was the summer one and this time is the winter version. Additionally, just by logging in this week, you'll get the Alpine outfit and the Pisswasser festive beer hat. If you log in before October 8, you'll also get the red and black on the Pisswasser tees and the limited time Pisswasser livery for the Eberhard Titan 250D. And here's what it looks like, let me know in the comments what you think. And finally, if you purchase the Classy Park Ranger on New Gen, you'll receive the Winter Park Ranger with tie outfit. It can take up to 72 hours to appear in your account. As for the money bonuses this week, once again we've got double money NRP on dispatch work and wildlife photography, and also on all Bill office targets, which are all paying 4 times money NRP for GTA Plus members. Same goes for Pursuit Series and Hunting Pack. The Community Series is also giving out 3 times money NRP this week. The LS Commit prize ride this week is the Obey Tailgater S, and you need to win 3 days in a row in the LS Commit series to unlock it. On the test track, we've got the Vapid Retinue, the LCC Innovation, and the Western Wolf's Bang. The podium vehicle at the Diamond Casino is the Albany VSTR, really good vehicle. At the gun van this week, we've got the baseball bat for free, the knife, the stun gun free for GTA Plus players, the combat shotgun 40% off, the railgun, heavy rifle, compact grenade launcher, pump shotgun, and switchblade. For throwables, we got grenades, tear gas, and sticky bombs. This week's regular time trial is Elysian Island, and the HSW time trial is North Chumash. The FIB priority file this week is the Fine Art file, and at the salvage yard we've got the Ines Stafford by completing the cargo ship robbery, the Benefactor Sterling GT by completing the McTony robbery, and the Dinka Kanjo SJ by completing the Duggan robbery, and none of these are claimable. At Team Unit dealership, we've got the Volker Warner, the Tinka Virus, the Dundreary Landstalker XL, the Inventaro Coquette Blackfin, and the Hijack Ruston. And finally, over at Luxury Autos, we have the Anis Minimas and the classy Walton L35 stock. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, consider subscribing, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.